Tristan Thompson, right? Or whatever his name is. Chloe's.
Yeah.
He's around. Yeah, Tristan Thompson, whatever. He's around. Like he cheated on Chloe all these times, but they haven't broken up. Like they're not together, but she wants him around and it's hilarious because there's a video going around on Twitter, and they said when Kim gets the iPad and she notices, what Saint showed her, she calls Chloe. She's like, Chloe, I need to show you something. And Tristan's face, bro, like he like perks up, like, oh shit. She found something, and she's gonna show Chloe. Like he was fucking scared that he was gonna.
Get it? That's fucking.
It was
brilliant.
So good. It was hilarious. But I'm gonna tell you something. I watched the Kardashians, the first episode, and I think there's another episode. I love that show, man. Like my wife likes it because of the gossip, but I can watch that shit on mute. Like. Those women are
soft porn.
Those women are fucking beautiful. Like Kim Kardashian, is just beautiful. Like, what's her name? Kylie's on there, and she's all pregnant and stuff, and she's still beautiful. Chloe, but Courtney is just that.
This is after Kanye broke up with. Or they broke up.
This
with
is
Kanye?
in the middle of it. Like she's still not. She's going through it. Like this is obviously Kylie has had her kid already.
Yeah.
So this episode has to be a couple months, maybe it's like 2 months behind. But they're just like, that's what angels look like when you die. They like have harps and they look like the Kardashians and they're like, welcome, welcome. All the cholas are in hell.
All the cholas from Bell are in hell.
They're all in hell because that's the only place that their hair will stay straight.
Or purgatory.
Yeah, they have the irons on. That's why it's hot in hell because they're straightening their hair. I think I'm in hell because it smells like Aquanet.
We're getting canceled.
We're
for
gonna
sure.
get fucked up.
You're talking about Kanye. I don't know if have you been keeping up with you follow Rap on Twitter on Instagram?
Of course.
And they put up some cool content, right?
Yeah.
And they're doing this like NCAA bracket kind of style fucking shit for all the rappers, right? So they listed everybody, right? And they're on the Elite 8 right now, right? And it's Kanye versus 21 Savage.
I think Kanye takes that one.
Okay, Kanye takes that one. So he'll go into the final four. Drake versus Eminem.
Ooh, damn. I mean, I gotta go with Eminem, based off of lyrics.
But he hasn't put out shit in forever.
I know, but the shit he's put out is just like it's like it changed the game. Like he allowed, without Eminem, there's no Mac Miller. There's no.
All right, so I'll go with Eminem too.
There's no white boy.
Well, I guess I'll go against you just because.
Yeah, just because
I need to go against you, right? So I'm gonna go Drake, and so that'll be Drake versus Kanye for the semifinals, right? We'll go back in a second.
Yeah, we'll go back.
And on the other side of the bracket, you got Lil Baby versus Kendrick.
Kendrick takes that one.
Kendrick takes it. Cole versus Jack Harlow.
Cole.
So it'll be Cole. So then now let's go back to Drake versus Kanye. Who wins that?
think that Eminem versus Kanye is a better matchup.
I do too.
Eminem, and I would make the argument that Drake would say without Eminem, there's no Drake. He's too light skinned. Like there's no Eminem change. I'm telling you, he changed the game.
Okay. So Eminem, let's just forget
versus Kanye. Fuck, that's a tough one.
That's a hard
one.
But I'm gonna say my boy, yay!
I'm gonna tell you why it's so hard. Because they're so far on this, they're like both
completely
amazing,
different,
but they're on the opposite side of the spectrum.
Artistically speaking, yeah. M's the complete lyricist. M's the lyricist.
It's always Kanye though, because Kanye says some clever shit. Yeah. Like, listen, I can't even tell you anything off the top of my head, but what I related to is like he says some type of shit like, if you want to get high, I stay down. Where it's kind of like it's multiple fucking meanings. Like
that was a terrible analogy, but yes,
but like college dropout,
and it's like the spectrum of like from college dropout to like Jesus, the Jesus album to Donda. Like it's just a fucking to my dark twisted.
I gotta tell you about that album. I've changed opinions. I listened to the whole thing. Like I listened to
what, Donda?
No. My dark.
Oh yeah.
I listened to it from the beginning to end because I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, man, I'm gonna tell you something. There was a long time where I was like, "Fuck this album" because of Raw. Because I was like, I forgot what album we were talking once, and you put it up against. I think it was like Kendrick's or some shit, and I was like, "Fuck you, Raw! Like this is not as great."
Yeah.
And I played it from beginning to end, and I didn't look down on my phone, and I have Spotify to like. No, but it does it like it transitions the last 3 seconds.
Oh yeah.
Into like the first 3 seconds. So if you're listening to an album like that or like Ready to Die, you can look down and you're 10 tracks in without noticing. And Kanye's album, like I was fucking jamming to it in the car. Like this is amazing. And I look down, I'm like on track 7. And I was like, fuck. And I didn't want it to be true. I didn't want it to be true. Yeah. I was like, fuck. But it is what it is. It's good.
Yeah. It's good. So Kanye.
I got to give it to Kanye just because Kanye's released more recently than Eminem.
And I'd say that his ability to collab with so many different people and like, Kid Cudi, even though Kid Cudi doesn't like him no more, but like with so many different
Little
people.
Dirk. What's that? Like you're such a fucking hoe. Like Eminem can't pull that one off.
Right. I can just go on with the different styles that he has. Like he's just fucking different, right? And then on the other side, Kendrick versus J. Cole, and that's fucking hard for me because I love them both.
And
I
they're
love them
both
both.
Storytellers.
God damn it, they're so good at that too.
Yeah. There's the one of my favorites with Cole is where he talks about when he bought the house in the nice part of North Carolina. The neighbors think I'm selling dope.
Yep.
And then he says, but I am.
Yep. Oh, so stupid.
Selling dope for your brain. Like
that
was me. And then Kendrick just released a link. Oh, and this is amazing. This is great. This is a great story. So there's like a Twitter rap. It's called Rap TV or some whatever. And it's just like a Twitter that comments on rap, like, whatever, just anything that comes up. And the guy, I want to say about maybe a year ago, he commented Kendrick's career. Kendrick's officially retired. That's what he commented. That's what the post was, the tweet. Okay, Kendrick yesterday or the day before yesterday releases a link to advertise his new album. He went back and he must have pinned it or saved it. He went back to 2017, found this guy's tweet that said Kendrick's officially retired, and retweeted that tweet with the link.
Bit.
Yeah. And like
a little petty, but it's cool.
And the guy's like, Kendrick knows I'm alive, like it's but it's and he did it.
That's a Trump move.
It's totally. It's a troll. It's like trolling. He's fucking trolling.
But like
it's gonna be a good album from what I hear. It's gonna be the best. That's what I'm hearing.
The people are saying.
Everybody else is a loser. But no, he's. I think it's called. I forget what it's called. Something with the Step Up Boys, but it's May 12th or whatever.
It's been like a week since they've done the Elite 8 on rap, right? And so I'm wondering if they're waiting for his album to.
It's gonna have an impact. It has to be,
right? Because if it's good. It's good, then he may beat Cole. If it sucks, then he'll. When's the album coming out?
May, like the second week of May.
I don't think they'll wait that long.
There's that great story with that song "Control" with Kendrick. It's Kendrick, Big Sean, Jay Electronica, and it started a whole beef within the song because Big Sean does a great verse. Big Sean's a great lyricist, but then Kendrick on the next verse is like, that's cool, but fuck Big Sean, fuck Drake, fuck all y'all. If you guys think you're my equal. And it started a beef and up until Nipsey Hussle died. And then Big Sean did a song and he's like, if I've learned anything from Nipsey is that we don't have time to be beefing. So I'm saying it like on the track, like I love you, Kendrick. And it was really dope. It was an awesome time in hip hop.
Interesting.
I listen to too much music.
Sort of interesting.
No, but yeah, it's gonna be good. We'll see. I'm really interested on who he has featured on the album.
That's the only way he's gonna be good. That's cool. I don't know how much, but anyways, I think Kendrick. I think Cole. I think Cole will win that battle personally over Kendrick, right? Because Kendrick hasn't put an album out like in seriously. I'm not even talking shit about Kendrick. I like Kendrick, but like 10 years, 8 years.
Damn, however old Damn is, because I think that was the last album.
It's fucking forever.
It's a great album, but
it's fucking dusty now.
You got to stay relevant. That's true. I can't argue with that. You got to stay consistent in hip hop.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like, and if his album sucks, fuck you. It's taking you 8 years to put out fucking, 12, 14, 15 tracks. And if
motherfucker thinks he's Dre.
If it's not fucking, I'm telling you, if the album is not fucking perfect, he fucking blew it. Like
50 Cent is a great, like I love 50. I love 50 Cent. He's, if not my favorite, he's one of my favorites. But his musical shit was not consistent. Like he did Get Rich or Die Trying was good, St. Valentine's Day Massacre was good, and then everything else after that just kind of fell. But we'll see. I don't think Kendrick would disappoint. I think if anything, if you've been working on something this long, I think he's got the whole Dre syndrome where it's like Dre doesn't put out shit. Like they said he did Detox 12, 20 times because he has the material, it's just not good enough for his ear. And because after, let's say Kendrick starts doing an album 8 years ago, 4 years in, your shit sound already changed. So he might have to go back to the drawing board after 4 years of working on an album.
Not everybody's yay. I get it. Okay, let's switch away from hip hop. We got enough, and we're going to talk about this Final Four next time, and see how they're doing. Politics. Actually, before we go into that, talk about Elon Musk. This fucker's going to buy Twitter. What do you think about this?
Just too much fucking power, man. Like it's too much power to go private. Like it's Twitter as just an entity has so much of an influence over society that it's fucking scary. And I'll be honest with you, man, because look, the whole is Trump not being allowed on the platform. Is that okay? I don't know. That's, to me, it's like, sure, I'm sure there are biases on Twitter because there are certain people who've getting banned and certain people who don't. Like the head of Taliban is allowed to have a Twitter, but Trump isn't, right? So there's those arguments. But I would say that Twitter is and it's gonna say I'm gonna touch on this again on one of the other topics that we have about like teenagers and stuff on coming up, but like it has too much power over society, and it decides elections at this point, and like. President Bukele of El Salvador is Trump was a perfect example on how you can utilize Twitter and influence the masses.
But where is the limitation? I mean,
well, we don't. This is a thing. It's kind of like we've never. These are uncharted
waters.
Would
you allow Hitler to have a Twitter account? That's what Elon's saying, right? Like, anybody should have a Twitter account.
I think it's that freedom of speech is taken too literal. Like. Just because you have the freedom of speech doesn't mean that you should be able to fucking say dangerous things.
I also truly believe in us being able to say whatever the fuck we want to say without being canceled, without being fucking ostracized. Like my family came from a country where we had to leave because we couldn't say whatever we wanted, right? And so I truly have bought into, freedom for everybody, right? And I battle with it. I don't know what the right answer is. I don't know if it should go to one person because I don't, I also think it's a lot of power for one person. Even though he's a fucking genius, and I love the man. Like
I think he's a villain. Why
is he a fucking? Everything he's done for good, bro.
Well, up until it's not.
You're just a cynical fucking.
No, it's just that every superhero movie we've ever seen warns us.
You know what this is? This is daddy issues right here.
I'm going to tell you something about daddy issues. I was watching the Showtime Lakers, and we'll come back to Elon because I'm not done with that with Twitter. But I was watching the Showtime Lakers.
The HBO special?
Which I know you haven't seen, fucker.
I know.
You need to watch it by the time Drem comes back.
Yeah.
So I'm watching it, and Pat Riley is on there, and he has daddy issues. Like, he doesn't want to fail as a coach or an announcer because he keeps seeing his dad like he remembers being a kid and seeing his dad wanted to be like an actor or something. He'd come home every time he failed and he would dream